You look like you're thinking about doing steering. You think this project needs steering?
It would help.
It would help? So what do you got behind you?
The original steering.
Alright, so obviously that stock steering is not going to work for what we're doing. So John's been sitting here putting up with me and a tape measure and telling him he's too big and everything for about the last half an hour. But in all honesty, what we've decided is we're going to swap in some Gen 1 Craftsman lawn tractor steering. Well, actually in this case, we've been measuring out in order to swap in Husqvarna. But these Husqvarnas are actually a Gen 1 Craftsman LT1000 or an LT2000. And I brought this one home because it has an absolutely unbreakable cast iron front end. It already has upgraded bump stops on it, upgraded adjustable steering, solid 3/4 inch front axles, and greasable. As far as the LTs go, this is the best possible axle combination that you can get your hands on. The other reason why we're doing this is because that is a drop system for the steering. So as you turn your steering wheel, it moves this back and forth, which pivots this arm down through this spot here, and then that comes forward and back in order to move this pivot point right here. Now, anybody that's been around the mud mower community knows that these always break. They always end up snapping right in there if you really highly impact them. Yes, I agree. This is probably one of the weakest boxes that we could use, but for now, it works for what we're doing. The other thing this does is it eliminates the fear that everybody has that John is going to get stabbed by the drive shaft. Yep, everybody online says I'm building a death trap and the drive axle is going to come loose and it's going to stab you right through the butt. Anyways, hey, can you lift the body off so we can show people what's going on?
Sure.
Alright. So John's going to remove the body in a couple of sections here, and we're going to show people what's going on. The idea is for the steering column to end up right here. And the steering box and everything is going to be bolt down through this piece of plastic with the arm going through right about in here. And John's going to lift the rest off. Whoa, as I almost fall over. John, did you clean the shop yet? Alright, here, I'll lift this side. Okay. Yep. Where are you going?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, hold it right there. Can you hold it there?
Got it.
Okay. Alright, so the idea is we're going to cut the actual plate for mounting the steering box out of the lawn tractor. And that plate is going to end up from here to probably about right in here. So the steering box is going to be right in here with the drop down going like this, right in this spot, which puts the steering arm going this way underneath everything so that the axle ends up right about here underneath the engine. Yep. Hot water tank air compressor just plain kicking away back here, doing good. So, we're at the point where I'm gonna cut this off and put the plate right about here. Right here is where I'd like to line up for where the seats usually would have been, if you can imagine them right here. So the steering box is going to be sitting right in front of the driver, and it'll come up right about here. And this piece is getting cut off, so we maintain these tabs here. Now, right now, this is too low, so we're going to have to raise the spindles eventually to match those, but we have more than enough height to play with. And John is over here, so we don't have a choice. This has to go away because the steering box is going to end up right here, and when we put the plate in, this is going to hit where the plate goes, so that's getting cut off by John. And then we'll test fit the body and double check everything. Hi John, you want to show him the new $50 grinder?
Sure. It spins really fast.
Yes, it's a 10,000 RPM like they usually are, and it's got this thumb throttle on it. Now you have tiny hands compared to me. How do your hands fit? Can you hold it okay?
Yeah, it's a little awkward, but...
A little awkward? Alright. How hard's the trigger for you to do?
And just do this.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, and apparently you gotta push and press this at the same time, since if you just push it, nothing happens. If you just push it, nothing happens.
Yep, it's got a slide up safety. So let me see here. So I like it. I've got pretty decent size hands, but on the smaller side for most men. So slide up. And it's doable one-handed. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that looks like a $50 grinder, or do you think it was too much? Leave the comments down below. Would you buy one?
It is corded.
Yes, it is corded. It has a massively long cord. Look at this thing. Yeah, it's got like 10 feet worth of electrical cord on it. As a basic welder, that thing is great. Does good little welds and stuff like that. But if you intend to do a lot of tack welding, it is garbage. Anyways, I know I'm going to end up with the person that's in the comment section telling me I'm an idiot. You didn't need to put the axle all the way down there. All you had to do was cut it off and lift it up, and then this would be at the right height and you wouldn't have to make custom spindles. Problem there is that we have a drive axle and we need clearance right there, which as it is, we don't have. I'm hitting that drive axle right there. So we're going to have to put some sort of bump stop right about there-ish in order to make sure we don't take out the drive axle. So no, I could not have lifted it up and into here. There are times as a parent where you tell the kid to be really, really gentle with something, to pay the you-know-what attention, and then you're the one who does it. Caca. Well, John and I have been talking, and what we think we're going to do, since I broke it, is we're thinking of 3D printing a group of these to go on here, and making it so that like those 3/4 inch lights that they do for trailers and stuff, the pop-in weatherproof ones, would fit into these. And I don't know, we've been kind of back and forth, so here's a couple of ideas. 3 in the center of clear white, yellow, yellow, or all of them yellow, or all of them white, or some kind of mix. I don't know. What one do you like best?
Blue.
No, we're not doing blue. Anyway, so now we vetoed the driver. What do you guys think? What would you do? It just is what it is. I screwed up. We're going to make some that are printed out and glue in place and call it good. John is currently very precariously perched up here, but we've got the original 12.5-inch steering wheel off of the Craftsman down in here. You can see the steering boxes here. These are a 3/4-inch shaft, or they're pretty close to it. If you sand it down, it's basically 3/4. So what we're going to do is run a piece that comes probably from right about here up at a triangle, and then pin this at about this angle, which should work out pretty good. But John's in a kick. He thinks we should use a different steering wheel. So here's what this steering wheel looks like. All right, rip it off. It's on a pull-off hub. What are you doing? There we go. So we'll set that over here. Alright, here's the one you want. Hold it in place so people can see. So this is a 12.5-inch standard lawn tractor steering wheel. This is your usual very cheap knockoff 11.5-inch go-kart steering wheel, which John is of the opinion looks better. I think it's just pretty, and he's trying to get me talked into using something expensive. That's what I think.
No.
Oh, do you think it looks better?
Yeah.
Yes? Alright, so if we were to hub that so that it would go there and lean it back, and you were leaning back in a racing seat, like so. Okay, can you hold that position without falling through the back? Alright, well, anyways, on that note, we need to finish up a drag link down here, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, if we look in underneath, under here, you're going to see this bar coming down. And we need to connect that bar to this and the stock rod. If I grab it. Sorry about the horrifying camera work. So the stock rod would go right there. And that's going to come up, and it's going to have to get about 4 inches cut off, and it will fit connected to there. So cut it down, weld it back in place, and hopefully end up with a happy 10-year-old. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.